I think I would always, be excited about the evolution of Nigerian music. How some South African DJ and the performing artists you don't even have on your playlist, especially if you are from these leagues at the office. And I think it was the Plantation Boy. When they were performing, there were a lot of their songs that the younger, audience could not even sing. Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. We take you through conversations of democracy from the people that during my postgraduate used to say that somebody comes up and the person says, "Oh, vote for me." When you him doing those things, so when he gets into office and he lives and properties and he fails to do that, he's basically always find our ways around it. On the show today, we're gonna almost 2 years that he's become president, and this did not just start where loop-sided. The service chiefs, the directors, our position is changing. Remember, the senator representing Borno North during that appointment is coming to this place. Remember, also Senator Lindim also came out to say that that decision would have political consequences in 2027. Last week he also came out on national TV to question some of the appointments president have made, even though that list, as spokesperson of the president, by the way, released a statement earlier today apologizing that there is another one. I mean, there are a lot of, I went through the entire list. So the list did from the Northwest and from the North Central. I guess there is another list. We don't know when. But the question is this: why did we even have to build up that conversation around? Does it affect governance? What is the implication of this loop-sidedness? State had gone on to appoint 23 appoint and inaugurate the Rivers State Independent Electoral. Today is the 10th of April. By the 18th of April is 6 months. Well, it could be more, it could be less. Election in the state. Why is it quick to inaugurate the RSIEC, that's the River State Independent Electoral Commission, to conduct local government? You've already appointed administrators, even against court ruling. You've already gone ahead to appoint administrators. So how long are we going to have the administrators? Is this going to be local government election in the pipeline within the first 6 months before he leaves office? We're going to look at that also on the show today. And of course, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Agegrobi, challenged the opposition in Nigeria to speak truth to power in area of development. So now, his party, the Labour Party, has been, how do I put it now? They've been dealing or battling with the issue of leadership. Today, it is Lamidi Apapa, chairman of the Labour Party in Nigeria. Now, the Aᴅᴇɪᴇᴍ is not going to be the chairman of Labour Party. And then Julius Abre really, a day before yesterday, rather, yes, that's on Tuesday, during the NEC meeting that they had in Abuja, party Peter Agegrobi and his running mate, Dati, was also there. Senator Iretikengibé was not at that NEC meeting. Significant enough. So the question, there is the Wike factor. Well, the PDP in Anambra State conducted Jᴏɪᴅ as the governorship candidate ahead of that election. So everyone is asking legitimacy of that particular primaries. But you also look at the Labour Party position themselves as alternatives for Nigerians. We're going into the 2027 election. By this time next year, the political parties will have been talking about the primaries. Everybody will be talking about the primaries of the political party. So the question is this: at what point do we want to have a funk? Look at the issue of loop-sidedness in appointments. Secondly, we look at the activity. So making appointments is appointing the chair, in Rivers State. They would also talk about the leadership Guardian newspaper, and it's always an amazing time when he joins us every Thursday. You're live on Mila 98 for you. Well, I'm sure you know my answer already, right? I've always said it. Let God be praised. So I'm sure. Let's even open things up a little bit before we, met with the management of Dangote Group. It's been to have the crude to naira exchange. How big was that decision, Mr. Adeyemi?
Not to be as bad as we are having, if right policy frameworks. I think good to tell, or not only that good, the final head to expect them at least to buy in dollars. Naira is the legal tender in Nigeria. So, but first and foremost, there is part of your resource or something you produce locally to another local. So it starts logic on the head. So begin to wonder what is really happening. If whoever they are servicing, first and foremost as government, and the federal government pay me in dollars, to pay salaries in dollars. So the salaries to buy in dollars, and at the same time they sell in. Makes sense as they have done, but we have not seen the benefit, because when they started this issue, the naira, so we expect it to still come down, because I think it was already come out, it jumped again. But we expect them to look into more of the petrol price if right things are done. Because if we are the whole to make the thing come down to between 500 and 600, I'm sure most Nigerians will appreciate that one. Though unfortunately, making them to reduce the share, they reduce. But where I say that let us government first do their own, stabilize this, Nigerians will appreciate and enjoy. So I think it's the right policy, it's a good decision.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aᴌᴜ. I've always asked, or maybe primarily for the Nigerian markets, and then all of these transactions. I think the people within the business space would give you justifiable reason why Dangote should buy crude in dollars.
Should not be clear that if he buys in dollars, they should also allow him to sell in dollars.
It's simple.
Sell in dollars. So let's see what.
Well, Mr. Aᴌᴜ, let's talk about in the appointments made so far by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All of the service chiefs came from thrown up the same card in terms of these kind of appointments. The Senator Lee about it that the president had not respected federal, talking about the fact that if this continues, it will have. What are the implications of these as expected by everyone?
Yes, thank you very much. Nigerians or citizens should not be background, religion, or wherever of to deliver. Deliverables comes from. And I'm still looking forward to Nigeria will really become a nation where all those predominant present arrangements, it sounds like utopia. That of our past experience, as we said, know that certain ministries are permanent men. They have the capacity to do anything good. And I can say there was a time we thought there was for Amistad or even any of you can talk of it the small department like that in Nigeria. But simply because of kind of the leadership of religion and which the results made us conscious. Even we may not have done anything, but there is this sense in Nigeria now that, as I said, even if is not going to add anything, the consequence is there, because they will tell you that we have many appointments for you. So Buhari did that, I think, without top, but nothing happened. But can we say that if Buhari said, two wrongs never make a right, find in our constitution, just not to allow for marginalization, you can say the kind of leadership you want to provide, no problem with that one. But the thought in that is not a state that do not have credible Maiduguri is, and which of course Professor Zulu
is one of the best governors.
There are those who thought, at least they know with what Zulu is doing in Borno State for me. So what I'm saying is that the argument that we don't have people, I think the kind of the quality of people we have across the breadth, the length and the world go. I think there have been allegations in making these appointments. Obvious as the we have about 4 or 5 names to start simply because he didn't want the number of South to go to that start Gogu. All your releases you are making, I'm talking of those announced. Immediately people saw more than 4 or 5 names. How many would that be from the South? How many would be from the North? Saying that I'm not saying that I think even in the olden days, what we used to before, no, that will never happen. If you consider the number of states in the north, the number of states you have in the south. I'm talking of the south. I'm not talking of numerical strength or land
mass.
We have 17. No, they had
19 northern states. Yes.
That state, and there's appointment based on those states. We know that when those appointments started coming, they lost, and I'm not be surprised. By the time you begin to see things goes up, because at least that has apologized, has fully down, no problem. But by assigned to those people so that you cannot dispute, and that's 17 states, and we have 19 states, and we are talking of look at the number from Lake to other states in the south. Wulondo said we got our due when we compare to the number of political
us.
You know what a senator that
represent the constituency,
representing your constituency, right? Maybe as senator, as rep, but the governor constituency, but it's the whole country, the 36 states and the whole 774 local governments in this country, because it's I will want Lagos to get whatever it deserves, so also Kano to get what it deserves as a president. It's like you are a father, all of them. You must give all of them what they deserve, and they won't mind. Because if you are a father in a house with 36 children, and still with a special child, maybe one of the wives bring it from outside, let's consider that one, right?
Children.
That's children. You understand? You must be a Muslim now. You know that you are married for him to the 4 wives. So what I'm saying that the good discipline must be fair to all. Mark my words, eyes closed. That's why he can say no matter what. You understand? I've given every appointment they're getting from the South. Compare it to the president. Are you the president of the Southwest? It's not. With all the numbers of appointments now in the Southwest, and made us to buy petroleum cheaper than other person. Has that made roads in the rural community I live in Lagos to Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴍɪ? So we hardly feel like so that he even is getting power. That's why I say that I would have loved a situation that first and foremost would think and the reason beyond all these they can deliver, they can make all of us happy. Right? That should be the issue that to look whether in state or claiming to be Lagos or whatever, they have that water problem in Lagos State that still enjoy potable water. There's also the point, the president, maybe we have been a forgotten matter as in Dube and Co were shouting, right? We did not write for something near accurate figure. By and large, by this and the rural area. Buhari, ever since we saw what it was the Buhari left office. Have you seen what they were doing, threatening people to as people threatening people serve as the demigod? They are people and nothing happened. And other officers arrested from Niasi, Alawera, I think today, member of the Niasi, police niger. So have you seen the Etiala behaving recklessly left the place? They want to try it. The allegations that some people are in Plateau, in some parts of the country. We all remember when it came to your state and Lamban that were protecting themselves against. But Yoruba man naturally is sophisticated. Yoruba man naturally is not a tribal jingoist. That's why people of different ethnic groups find it just comfortable, expecting. I'm also a Yoruba man. I'm not expecting to do that. And to do that is not doing to all of us. And if another person comes there tomorrow and he wants to condemn the person. But if you are doing this and then somebody comes tomorrow,
when someone else was doing the same thing,
when the truth went, which is not good.
Okay, now, Mr. Adyami, it's a conversation that is getting louder by the day, and it's being perceived, especially from certain regions in the country. Not even the vice president, the highest they've ever had was the leadership of even the National Assembly and the president. The South is holding the Senate president. Kaduna State is holding the speaker. The basis of, does it in any way help the government to perform better if you have equal distribution of these slots, and does it work on the food insecurity that we are dealing with? Does it in any way, directly or indirectly, affect governance?
I think as we have been arguing ever since, where a particular president, we are in America. Who talks of where you come from to the compete? Abi, we saw somebody occupying.
Obama was a black American president. Who would have?
We are talking of a better state society when we are talking of governance and government. I have not, I think, got 24-hour power supply in my from your government. So the presidency more than that person is the creation of this country, right? They use it to promote it. The poverty in North is still, and everybody wants to continue with this. Katsina, the Sokoto, this state of this probably upon 4 times the least in the capital city. You go into remote area, poverty. You see human beings who think. I'm telling you. And they count the number of years. I've never seen, what do you call it? I've never seen a house they live. If you see the environment, you understand? You imagine that you cry, you shed tears. I think who gets worse come from. I'm telling you this. I'm not discussing morality. Yes, I'm discussing politics. That's the right. So Nigeria should go. It is genuine. How can it be addressed? And I won't get a hoot. The people in Southeast have not been able to get it. You scheme and you make sure you handshake somebody that maybe you are from Olympia High, that you are better. It would have been best for the Southeast. When I talk about structure, people do not understand what it's called structure. Foundation. It has no structure. I would know that all of you are 78, 79, Southwest, all the factories with they are producing almost everything in Lagos and the Southwest. Agriculture, they are into it. So,
replicate what I'm doing here.
Language. Mark me. Our people will know that. And he never spoke their language. This is a point. Did they tell you they need it? Free education. And you made them to, because he was a leader. MK was not promising them education in the north, and you know they are plenty, they have their vote, profession, or degree. You understand that the vote, MK understood it. He didn't promise them education.
To the language they wanted to hear.
The language. When the language, he understood what they wanted, and he gave them. And smelly. Because now you want my vote now. First go out, partner with them. He knew, and Jonathan was sleeping. He was thinking, oh, voila. You understand? So, and they reciprocate. If not so, have you seen a North that already want to vote for somebody? Listen to me. In 1979, I covered an election in Kano, and so because I was with Rimi Twadel, Obasanjo, in the north. You understand? That is his name. I think I'll see him if I look at that. I can consider as one of them because they go for him. So what I'm saying is that whoever now should do more. Identify with Quranic schools, identify with those people there, because in Nigeria, our people here, God help the opposition, let them bring light. Our people and the calling, how is voting going in your area? They can't spend 2 hours.
In the north before Mr. Aᴘ̀rìᴏ.
So you must cut them. You must speak their language, right? They must have confidence in you. I advise them to do understand. Let me tell you how Nigeria works. There was a day I was speaking to some people. Do understand? And powers that did APC appointing to year now that of that area that would they ever chance of get the people we think would do. Obasanjo even in his hometown did not win in his polling unit. That give you the person they thought would think like that.
You've broken it down on the surface of having a certain region don't embrace you. They can make governance, your administrable girls, the kidnapping, how it affected the 2015.
The renewed Nukurawa, we are entering the era
of election.
Those using, and that's why they got when it comes to this kind of problem I'm talking. When the northeast, the politicians there, and the politicians the beginning, and the implication of it is very grave in politics, in security, in commerce, in everything. Let's do that.
Leadership crisis within the Labour Party. From the bandits, I followed the Plateau story for the past 4-5 years. That they've not been able to put out these, and as at the last check, it's over 8. Maybe we should just leave that on one side. The governor of the state on the Plateau, for the governor to come out and openly own up, and each time you see, just like Said Far said during midweek, he does not even have an idea of what next to do. If I can pull it off tomorrow, I ask the governor on security to be with us on the show tomorrow. But let's talk about the leadership challenges that were everything that happened on the election day ends on the election day. The 2023 election, look at the performance of the party turnout in the general election the year in November. 3 off-cycle elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi, and they gave almost a no showing. Last year, there were 2 off-cycle elections in this year, and the Labour Party is still trying to put their heads together. What exactly is going on with the Labour Party? 3 chairmen, we don't even know who holds sway. Today is Senator Namandi.
I think what's going on in the Labour Party now is very, very interesting. And I personally commend the Supreme Court for reviewing this matter and what he knows best how to do. We all know is one of the leading special purpose vehicles and that stand to be corrected because we have many cases in courts of daily affairs, or they just for their to eat to them. Once the price is right, they give you the ticket and top whatever you have given.
Highest bidder.
The next press release you hear from them in Ogun State. And everybody's in doubt of that. Ogun State is very near to us. You should go and ask the Shogunle, former commissioner of finance in that state, won
the primary.
Won the primary. So this is where I think this boy also contained Oᴘᴇíᴇᴍɪ. So what's happening? They were efforts to rescue that party and make it a party. And they will not allow such to happen. Of getting things better in the country. That was not the agenda. So that's why they really go and hold this. And since then, the thing now is that the party has said it. 20 to have in the country.
From the wards down to the national.
So the Aᴅᴇɪ and Co didn't want that one. For a congress, all streets anywhere in this country, you are likely to see people. They didn't have. And they were afraid or didn't want to stop the running like a cockroach. The floor is open.
Who would handle this situation?
Involved in forming the party we are looking at, or Nigerians are looking at. To the state, that's what could happen. If for the battlefield is a great opportunity that will be seized now from those people. The time has come for them. They must rescue that party. We can continue to mention names of people. And the same thing they wanted to do in this Anambra. People who hold this party for the first time and do away with. It's matter of politics now. Better to spend money on organizing party than on litigation.
Litigation.
The money they spent on litigation far higher than the money they submitted to ANEC. Let people who love Peter Obi to make sure they rescue that party from the vultures.
Mr. The former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir, is being sponsored by the ruling All Progressive Congress. He was very sponsored by the ruling APC. Do you subscribe to this school of thoughts? Because the fact that the 3 off-cycle elections they had, no showing the.
Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴍɪ, we are discussing politics here, right? The Russian president will be full control of his battery. Trump will be stupid. Information about the capacity of it. You don't go to a war without your house. And I did not know what you have to get most out of cutlass and come and meet you somebody with a bazooka.
Pump action.
Not get something. Joseph was tried by Pontius' wife. He was tried. I don't know. We are not in church. The time we were in school, we wanted to play Valium. You understand? Let's say I go and drink it. What do you expect? Bottle of 7-Up or whatever. Daisy, have you ever seen that? You know what? Tinubu has formed a formation of APC and it was just globetrotting, drinking gin around. Should be a little, we expected a little resistance from him. So before he knew that he don't fall, it was 2 weeks to election and the people in PDP need to deal with Wike. That's like the now.
To disrupt Labour Party.
To destroy Labour Party. So what are they now doing to ensure they take charge of that party? Because all of them are not united, they really wanted to play the opposition beat. They won't be talking the kind of a rubbish they are talking. You don't. Someone is telling me now that APC is waking up every day and on those states or in Ekiti. So to go and pray for PDP and now going to the mountain and praying for the Labour Party. When we are playing local football, you look for the striker. Is that part of strategy? How wish PDP win? Why can't PDP win those? At least that and that party. So they will play majority of them.
Do APC in the night?
You go and begging for contracts at night. Wait.
The tall issue, and I'm sure finding time to join us on the show today is always a pleasure to have you today. First off, the issue of in office. This is April. It's going to be 2 years. The governance, the fact that if things are not in order to government, well, it has made it very clear. Everything is politics. So the enemy of my guest on the show today. And enjoy yourself and have a very beautiful evening. Every Thursday when he joins us on the show. I have his book. Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴍ says, let's call a spade a spade. We may not get a credible person in. He also said the president of the ruling party, and the policies and decisions of Tinubu is that what is that one thing that Nigerians, did you see the car that the governor used to enter the village? Can you spot the difference between their lavish lifestyle, see riches enjoyed by the governor on his political either the commissioner for information brief charts, then would open Mr. Mua's way of reaching, and everyone that is in one way or the other in need of help is reached out. So that's why I would always offer this platform for genuine intent to issue. situation, and then we have a young and ambitious Nigerian lady that is battling kidney disease, and she's in desperate need of funds as she's ongoing to become absolutely unbearable. So she came on Mainland FM, and then we've reaching out for well-meaning Nigerians, lovers of life, growth, and everyone that has supported Mainland 98.3. The account name is Omolara Roots, the note 221 90. Stick around, Melanie, please. It's a special appeal. You know we don't get to do this very often, but when it becomes the Mainland FM Sunset News, and by 6 o'clock would come.